Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully complete our mark sheet generate, right? So now in this video I want to discuss about our report management, another option as attendance report, because I have already done that attendance. If you go to the employee, that means in our employee management, into the employee management, that is our employee attendance, right? So if you open that employee attendance, so here you can see I have already take that some of the date wise all that attendance data, and after that if you click as the details, then it will be display our total details, right? So that is our all that employee present and the absent, all the details. So now I want to create one of the report for this employee attendance. So if you want to do that work, I want to do that things in our this report management, and in the report management after that mark sheet generate, here I want to create it. So if you want to create it, first of all we have to add it in our sidebar. Now go to our project directory. So into the project directory, that is our sidebar, right? So into the view, admin, the body, and that is our sidebar. So to the sidebar area I want to create one of the menu. So that is our report management. Into the report management I want to create another new menu. Better I copy it, and after that I paste it. So that will be as a attendance report. So better I want to change that our menu name, that will be as a attendance. Okay, attendance report. So now I want to create this type of one of the URL. So better I name it as a attendance and then the report view. Okay, so that will be attendance and the report view. So this type of one of the route we have to create, and also better I want to update that part for our active link. So I simply update that part. Okay friend, so now we have to create this route. Now go to our web route. So into the web route, after that the mark sheet generate, here I want to create another new one. After that I paste it, and then here right now I remove it. So that will be as a attendance report, routes. Okay, so that will be as a attendance report routes. So here I name it as a attendance report view. I copy it, and then here I want to update that name. So that will be as a attendance report route, and then better I updated that our URL will be as a attendance and then the report and then view. So that will be our URL, right? And I also want to create another controller, then that will be actually better. I want to create another controller as a attend report. I name it attend or attendance report, whatever actually you choose. So right now in short I name it as a attend report. Okay, attend report controller. So this type of one of the controller I want to create in our, I have already created one of the folder for the report. So that means report related every controller I want to create in particular this folder, right? So let's do that work. For now I want to open our CMD and into the project CMD. So that is our project as a pro2 and then in school. And here I want to create as a PHP, but I want to make it a little bit big size, then that will be helpful to you. So that is our total things. So now I want to create as a PHP artisan and then make controller, and then in our backend, into the backend I have created on the folder as a report. So into the report folder I want to create one of the controller as a attend report controller. So now if you click as a enter, you can see our controller created successfully. So now first of all we have to support our this controller, right? So we have to support it in our web. So into the web I want to first of all add this. So that is in our report. Into the report I copy, and then here I paste it. So into the report folder I have created one of the new controller and our controller name as a attend report controller. So now I want to update this attend report controller. So now we can able to use it. That means the attend report controller right now I want to use it. So that is into the attend report controller, and into the here I want to create one of the method. I want to create one of the method as a report or attend report. Okay, I name it as a attend report review. So this type of one of the method I want to create in our attend report controller. Now go to our attend report controller. Here I want to use that as a public, and then function, and then our method name, right? So that will be our method. So for the attend report here, we will need the two database table. We will need one of the user table. That means if you go to our database, into the database, that is actually our user table. From to the user table, we have to get all that our employee data. And also I have created another table as a employee attendance, right? So that is the table also be needed. So that is the two table. So from here I want to get all the data, and there is also one of the foreign key of our user table as a user ID. You can see that means this employee ID will be matched with our this user table ID. So now that is our user type. So from to the user type, I want to get all that our this employee data, right friends? So I have already created this employee registration part. So right now I want to get all the data. So if you want to get this data, first of all we have to use, that means we have to get it from our user table. So right now I want to support two of this model, like that is our previous one. Better I copy it. So that is our model link. So after that I want to use two of this. One will be our user table, that means our user model, right? And also I want to access our another table that will be needed as a employee attendance, right? So right now we don't need this. So that is our employee attendance. I want to add this part. So for the employee attendance, I have also created another model, and I have created that model as a employee attendance. So that is the model I have to use it. So better I copy it, and then in our employee here I want to update. So that means that will be as an app model, and that is our model name as a employee attendance. Perfect. So friend, first of all I want to use our previous same logic. That means I want to get all that employee data. That means if you go to that our user table, into the user table, which user is name is as an employee, from our user type I want to get this data, right? So if you want to get it, first of all here we have to simply add one of the variable. I take with the array, with the data array, and then I name it as a employees. Okay, I name it as a employees. This type of one of the variable I simply take, and then with our from our user table, right? So that is our user table. So from to the user table I want to put another condition where our into the user table, where our user type, that means that is actually our field name, right? Into the user table there is a field as a user type. So from to the user type, which user as an employee I want to get this data. Okay, so better I copy it. So that is our employee data. So which user type will be as an employee I want to get this data. So I simply get this data. Perfect. And after that I want to return one of the view page. That means here I want to show it. So that is a return one of the view, right friend? So that is a simple procedure we did lot of the time. So into the backend, I have already created one of the folder. For the backend. There is a report, right? So that is our mark sheet, there is a profit, and then now I want to create another one for the attendance report. So into the backend there is a report. So into the report folder I want to create one of the folder as a attend. Okay, attend _ report. So that is our report, and into the attendance report, I want to create one of the file as a _ view. So this type of one of the file I want to create, and also I get all that our specific user type, employee data, take the things with this variable. So now I want to pass that our this data array. I simply pass it, right? So now we are able to use every employee data in our particular this page. So first of all we have to create this folder in our report folder. Into the report folder I want to create one of the new folder that will be as a attend report, and into the attend report area I want to create one of the file as a attend report view. So I simply open the new file, click as a save as, and I name it as a attend report view.blade.php. Okay, so that will be our file. Perfect. So this page will be just like our, if you go to our report management, into the report management, that is our mark sheet generate, right? So if you open it, you can see that will be actually just like that. So I want to copy everything from our mark sheet generate. So that is in our report folder. Into the report folder I have created another one as a mark sheet. Into the mark sheet you can see that is actually view. So now I open it, and here I select everything from to this position, and now I want to add it in our attendance and then attendance report view. I simply paste it. Okay, so now we will customize it as per our demand. So here first of all I want to do and to display not that year. Here I want to display the employee name. Okay, I name it as an employee name. I name it as the employee name, and that will be as a select employee. And also I want to change that our title, right? So that is a title as a manage. I make it as a attendance report. Okay, I make it as a employee attendance report. So that will be actually this type of the name as a employee management, employee attendance report. And then here I name it as an employee name. That means that is select as an employee. Perfect. And then the year ID. So now I want to change that name. That will be as a employee ID. I name it as a employee underscore ID. Okay, so that will be as employee ID. And I also want to change that name. That is ID will be as employee ID. And from our controller, from to this controller, I pass all that our user type employee data, take the things with this variable, and here I pass it. So now we are able to use it in our this view page. So now I want to do and to update it. So that is our for each. Our for each will be as a employees and name it as a employee. Okay, name it as an employee, and then I want to update this part. So that will be with this employee. I want to access our ID, and that will be display that name. Okay, that means our user table field name as a name. So now I want to use it. Perfect. So that will be our employee name, and then here we don't need this class. I remove it. Only two field will be needed. Here I also remove it. I want to take another one. So that will be not that ID. I want to make it as a date, because I want to get all the data with the date wise. So I make it as a date. And I also want to add that name. I name it as a date. Okay, so that will be as a date. So I am actually always prefer to use that same name, appropriate our database name, because here right now I want to work in our this that is our table as employee attendance table. That is employee ID, and then that is actually our date. Okay, so I name it, one of the field will be as a date. Another that is our call md3, right? So better I want to update these things here. That is our call md3, and then 3 is a 6, and then there is our another one, right? Better I want to make it as a call md4. Okay, then actually that will be as a 3. So I make it as a call md4, 4, 8, and then 12. That means our total row as a 12. So I make it as updated as a call md4. Okay, so now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, I click as a save all, and now if you go there, click as a refresh, and now go to our attendance. You can see there is a new display as a attendance reports. If you click on here, perfect. So you can see there is our manage employee attendance report. Yes, all that our employees now loaded. So if you go to our user table, into the user table, they have some of the employee. You can see there is an employee. That is all that our user name. So name is now perfectly loaded, right, friend? And then there is our date. So that will be one of the date format, right? So that will be our employee name, and the date I make it as a type will be as a date type. Okay, that will be as a date type, and also here I want to put one of the style. That means style, and I put as a margin, or I put as a padding top as a 25 pixel. Okay, I make it as a 25 pixel. Now if you click as a save all, and now refresh it, because here that is actually a little bit up. Yeah, it's now perfect, and that is our date format. Okay, friends, so now our this page, that is our manage employee attendance reports. Now I want to select that employee name, and after that if you select that date, and after that date if you click at the search, then it will be redirect to one of the PDF page. Okay, so that is the report page I want to generate. So that's all we have to do. So here I simply updated that name, right? I updated that name, I updated one of the employee name, and here I for each our employee all that name data. So you can see it's now showing as a name, and then I have take another one as a date. So also that type will be as a date type, and name I name it as a date, and then there is a submit button. That is our search. Everything will be just like that same, and here that is our form. Perfect. So that is our form. Okay, so now we have to work for our this route. That means when you click as a search, then our this form will be as a get method, and here we have to add some of the action. So how can do that work? Better I want to continue this process. In our next video, I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.